First one is the environment questions. Environment questions, majority of them are regarding the endangered species. See, first we know about the endangered species, like no species which are becoming extinct. You are not able to see a sparrow. You are not the number of tigers are coming down. Yes, the wildlife, especially we are trying to make a few wildlife sanctuaries so that they will find a place. You must have seen these wild animals in a zoo. In a zoo, we are trying to restrict them. This is not their natural habitat, right? So they are not comfortable. Just like how if you are locked in a room, we give you all the facilities, we give you food, but you want freedom, right? You would always feel that let me be free instead of getting stuck to one particular room. In the during the COVID situation itself, we were facing a lot of problem. The main thing is we were not allowed to go out, we were not able to go out, was one big issue, right? The same way in a zoo, these animals will always be, will not be comfortable. So people started creating a natural environment for them. Even in the Hyderabad zoo, we go and visit them. We go in a small vehicle, closed vehicle, and we go and see the lions or tigers are set free, and we are caged and going inside it. Similarly, these all these species, human beings, because they have the mind power, they are able to control all the other living beings. So what is happening here? We are trying to we are trying to control all other creatures on the earth. So in that, due to our science and technology, due to our growth in the civilization, we are not able to provide enough space for the other living creatures. So that in turn is seriously affecting the human beings itself, right? We have learned in the current affairs topics, a lot of topics we have learned that yeah, the sea creatures are becoming extinct. Yes. So what is its relevance to UPSC prelims? So you're going to be the policy makers, you're going to be the deciding factor for a country in all the important decisions which are taken by the country. Yeah, more than, see, the political parties will be like the chief minister or the prime minister who is taking the decision can move out of power after 5 years. And we do not know whether they are going to continue for the next 5 years or not. But that is not the case with the IAS officers, because they're going to serve their whole tenure, like 30 to 35 years they're going to spend in building the nation, in making the important policies. So always the prime minister will look for the advice of the principal secretary or the district collectors. So these positions are very, very important. So in prelims, they're going to check what are your decision making skills, what are you going to do. See, if you are getting selected at the age of 21 or 24, you're going to get selected, then you're going to serve the country for another 30 years, more than 30 years also in few cases. So in that tenure, how far, what is your attitude towards the nation building? What is your attitude to different situations in the country? So we need to understand the country as a whole, and also country cannot survive on its own. So country is always related to the neighboring countries, to the world as a whole. India and the world, we should take it together in one place. We need to think about it in a proper integrated way. So how do you take decisions? So not that just trying to find out, oh, lion is getting endangered, or tiger is getting endangered, this species is getting endangered. Just not just that. What are you going to do? What were the decisions taken during, like, no, after independence especially? What are the decisions taken? And if you are coming into service, what is your contribution going to be? So that kind of check will be there. So today I will concentrate to see what are endangered species, All that I have given in detail in the notes. You will go through that, but I will specifically focus on what kind of programs have been done. See, even in current affairs, we have learnt about Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Yojana, Pradhan Mantri, so many different yojanas. Chief ministers and prime ministers will go to for the benefit of the people. They will be they will be formulating different policies and programs, right? So we need to have an idea about all such programs which were already taken care of, and what are you going to do. So keeping that in mind, you need to prepare for the prelims. So first of all, the definition of an endangered species means that something which is getting extinct. How will we know that? In 2010, how many species were there? Suppose a particular Bengal tiger, how many of them were there? In 2015, how many are there? In 2020, how many are there? So at this rate, in 2025, how many are going to be there? So you count like that, and whatever best can be done for them to survive, we are going to do it. So it can be a plant species, or it can be a animal species also. So animal species usually, like they sometimes they miss their natural habitat, so they are not able to adjust in this adjust with the other living creatures. It can happen like that. So sometimes due to hunting, we have studied about these migratory birds, no? On the way, on its way, many people try to kill them for their meat, right? So like that, how can we avoid such things? How can we avoid hunting? You must have come across, no? Hunting few animals is a punishable offense, right? So like that, those policies you need to know. What are the causes of endangerment? Why are these species becoming endangered? Why? It means that is due to human activity most of the time, or changes in the ecological balance, or sometimes due to global warming, the situations are getting changed. So all these factors, you can go through it. Habitat loss means, I have told you, no, continuously. See, even dinosaurs, how did they suddenly become extinct? There are so many stories about it, like, no, so many theories about it. So suddenly this would have happened. Suddenly the climate would have, temperatures would have increased. These dinosaurs were not able to maybe accustom to the latest changes in the climate. So there are so many things. Or somebody says that some meteorite or something must have hit the planet at that time, and it became extinct. So like that, the reasons we can be studied, so that corrections can be done. So habitat loss is one particular, natural habitats are missing for them because of our human activity or increased industrial revolution. Increased industrial revolution all started in Europe, right? Where industries, previously you wanted to prepare saris or materials where you want to wear your clothing, and all was handmade. When the industries have started coming up, they all started becoming getting manufactured in the industries. So with that, what happened? Our weavers lost their work. This weaving and all takes a lot of time, and the one which is made in the machinery is very cheap, and also compared to the weaving one. And so many of them, quantity can be large, quantity can be produced in a short amount of time. So the weavers lost their daily, like, no, their work they lost. So we are trying to, country is trying to make make some arrangements, make some promotions for these weavers also. Recently there was a doll exhibition, toys exhibition. Have you come across in the current affairs, in the latest news? Anybody all over India can make toys. Usually our specific local toys are there, no, wooden toys which they manufacture. They make it actually with the hand. So anybody who is able to do it can apply for it. This is announced by our Prime Minister. So they can participate in that, and that will be given prizes and kind of export for this. people should encourage those artisans, and so that their livelihood is not in danger, right? So these are the reasons. You can quickly, it's in simple English, you can easily go through it. Yeah. So these exotic species which are becoming extinct, they are also called as interlopers. What is meant by an interloper? Means due to our civilization, due to the changes in our way of living, interloper actual meaning is that who becomes involved in a place or a situation where they are not wanted or considered not to belong. Suddenly you suppose, see, this is the kind of thing which we face. Suppose people move to United States, right? They can easily identify us with the kind of skin color we have. They will easily identify that these are not the local people, right? So with that, they call them, usually they were calling them as blacks, and now they call us as brown people. So initially we are taking their jobs. People, the localites feel that Indians, Asians, all these are coming and trying to, because of them there is competition is increasing and many people are becoming unemployed. So with those things, like, no, they do not like. So this interloper is, we can be considered as an interloper in United States. So they will not like us living over there. But over the years, that this is an example. So same way, these exotic species also can be considered as a interloper. Means suddenly, due to our human activities, this particular species has been pulled up and put into the native species. So this native species will always treat them as a foreign element, will always treat them as different. They will not adjust. So in this, what happens? Even you can see a dog. A particular dog is from a particular locality. It will not allow a new dog to come into that locality. This group of dogs will always shout and make it so miserable for the new dog that it has to move out only. So these kind of things are very much there when because it is their survival, right? Every animal has only two things. Yeah, its survival is important and the food for it is important. So it tries to take shelter wherever possible. So this food and survival are two major challenges for any living organism, right? So that's why it will not allow, as far as possible with its power, it tries to keep the enemy away. So in this we will come across, see, over exploitation. Yes, suddenly, like human beings, particular, suppose like a particular animal meat, yeah, or a bird's meat they like. So what do? They start killing them. So more and more birds get killed. So with that, what happens? Its pollution, its population gets decreased. It can be due to pollution. It can be due to that, like, no, telecommunications. When the towers are there, those tower signals also, bird, they say that sparrows die because of those signals, and sparrows are becoming extinct because of those signals. We can definitely, like, no, there are different reasons. Over exploitation is also one reason. So now we will other factors which are there. So it can be like, no, sudden we have seen, no, in the current affairs, the other Kamchatka beach, the birds are all dying suddenly. So we are trying to find out why they are dying. Yes. So disease, sudden, like, no, kind of a disease which is a like, no, disease which is which easily gets infected to the other infectious diseases are there. So due to that also, mass killings will be there. Mass birds, especially birds, sea creatures, suddenly die in large numbers, right? So it can be a kind of virus, it can be a kind of problem with which these animals die, and it can be pollution also. So what are these endangered species? So we are trying to find out that you must have heard, this is very important term, World Life Fund. Yeah, World Life Sanctuaries, you have come across World Wildlife Fund. So this WWF, you must have, they are doing so many activities. This organization is trying to do save tiger, so many activities so that they conserve the nature and the natural resources are conserved. So the official reports, you can check it out. Like now, you should always keep updating yourself about these statistics. Sometimes, yeah, before the exam, you need to update these things. So in these endangered species, there are 4 types. CR is critically endangered. Immediate action should be taken for these critically endangered is the first category. Second category, endangered. On a long term, you need to look at this. Even if you know, save rivers, yeah, different campaigns, different NGOs try to do the these kind of campaigns. Now on June 5th we try to do the World Environment Day. There different NGOs try to start up few activities so that we preserve the lakes in our locality. We start digging more and more ponds so that the groundwater level will not deplenish. So like that only, these are regarding the wildlife. Vulnerable means they can easily get killed. You can see a few birds like hence we only domesticate them, we only take care of them for for the meat purpose and also for eggs and all. We will only take care, but there are huge big fat few birds are there which are little fat and heavy. They cannot fly very high. So with that, what happens, they easily become prey to the hunters. So those are vulnerable species and threatened species. Threatened species means which are like targeted by few human beings or few races. They are getting threatened. So these are the 4 categories. You can, in that is the Siberian tiger. Yeah, our the India is famous for the leopards and the tigers, right? So these are getting reduced in India. Even the leopards are getting the number is becoming less and less. So this is a great concern. So policies need to be made. So what are the as I have told you, Royal Bengal tigers are the very famous wildlife, I should say, the species which need to be taken care of. So a lot of research needs to be done in this direction, like how we can save those. So we need to understand how they are very much to keep them alive, to keep them to see that they are reproducing properly, and those species, those numbers are not decreasing. That's very important. So what are the, I was talking to you, this is the most important part of it. In this notes, I have put it up in the chronological order. See, first, where did it start? It all started in 3 BC, before Christ. So it was King Ashoka who has, for the first time in the history, if we check which king or which management, which government has taken up such policies, means if we date back to King Ashoka. King Ashoka is remembered for so many things. He has laid down roads, the connectivity across the country he has taken care of, planting trees on either sides of the roads. All this is mentioned in the historians will go through that contemporary literature, no, during Ashoka's time. If any traveler has visited India and has written down about it, even about the Mughal period also, with those writers only we will come to know. So like that, King Ashoka, you can see the stone carvings also, no, on which the king will write down that this has happened during my time, my time, my regime, this has happened, and these are the orders for the country. So it has prohibited killing of the certain species of animals. So this is the first thing which comes across when you move back in time. So after that, the major important acts which are there, the policies which are taken up is in 1873. Suddenly indiscriminate destruction of wild elephants. The wild elephants have been killed, especially for the Elephant is famous for its, yeah. Hello, are you people there?
Yes, ma'am.
The elephant skin, yeah. Elephant itself is the most massive animal, right? For its tusks also, they will kill the elephant. So in these cases, like, you know, these wild elephants should not be killed without permission. Yeah, there is no permission. So it came in 18. So these dates you have to remember. When was it first started? 1873. Then what happened in 1887? So this is about the world birds. That is about world wild elephants. This is about the wild birds. So this is all during the British regime, right? Again in 1912 also Wild Birds and Animals Protection Act came, and next comes 1935. Yeah, also. So scheduled animals means what? Scheduled animals means the government will list out names of few animals. These animals should not be killed. Not the hen and the, yeah, you can say the goat and the hen and all these will not come into the scheduled animals, because that people use it for their own food, right? So not those animals. So animals will be listed out, and those should not be killed or they should not be hunted. So the next one is 1935. Yes. So the government of India at that time, the British government has passed out. So till 1947, what are there? Yeah, you have come across. Now 1952. So this is after India's independence. So after Indian independence in 1947, it was in 1952 that the Indian Board for Wildlife has been taken up. That center, which was already there in British government, has been renamed as Indian Board for Wildlife. And 1972 also Protection of the Wildlife, yeah, Act has started. So these you should always keep in mind. Project Tiger, Save Tiger. So many things have come up to protect our tigers. So 1976. So these you need to be, and see, this is a very important one. In 1976, it was inserted in the directive principles of the state policy. That means it went into the constitution also. That means people have taken it, the government has taken it up very, very seriously. And whoever it is, once you remember Salman Khan was arrested for using the meat of a particular endangered animal, which was in the listed scheduled animals list. So he was punished, if you remember. So like that, anything which comes up in news regarding this Conservation Act, Wildlife Conservation Acts, you have to be very much knowing about it. So 1980, 1982. So these numbers, the years you remember, and what was the issue. Even in latest news also, anything which comes up regarding these endangered species, you have to be taking care of. 1986. This is what is important. So India is rich in not only its culture, its civilization, it's also rich in the lot of wildlife also. So in this, among them, there are 172 endangered species which are there. So among the important of them is Bengal tiger, Asiatic water buffalo, Indian elephant. All these you need to be doing. And wildlife sanctuaries are our efforts to prepare a natural habitat for them. What is happening? The forests are getting extinct now. We are occupying spaces on the land, and we are trying to cut off the jungles and try to construct our own houses, because population is increasing more and more. So in such cases, what happens? The forests are becoming smaller and smaller. So that means we are entering into the wildlife's homes. So always in our country, these have been taken, every animal. If you see in Hindu culture, every prominent god has one particular, animal as its, we call it the vahana, means we call it like no, that particular bird or animal is the carrier for that god. So it is only signifying that every animal, every, even you take the Dashavataras also, it is all like no, Matsyavatara, Kurmavatara, means the it is all evolution of species only is explained over there. Matsyavatara is the fish. Yeah, then Kurmavatara is the turtle. Then comes the Varahavatara, the pig. So like that, see, this is all evolution of life which has been explained. So everything they treated as God means this is something which you have to worship. Worship means you need to take care of. You need to give importance to it. Not only just giving importance to your human being, to the fellow human beings, it is very, very important that they pray to the river, they pray to the sun god, they say sun is god, yeah, they say Varuna Deva means the clouds, the all this is god. God means power. God means what they mean is it has to be taken care of, it has to be given importance. So if you have to survive, if human beings have to survive, if the civilization has to flourish, then definitely all this is very much needed, is what is the essence of it. Even in Greece, yeah, you will come across all these kinds of gods, right? To the natures is taken up as water, land, yeah, the sky. All these are treated as the sun. All these are treated as gods. Sun god means what does that mean? That means this earth is, yeah, we are able to live, life is possible only because of the sun. So give respect to sun, is that is what the whole thing means. Nothing more than that. So this is about it, and there are few I will also tell you about the sanctuaries it's given. You can go through it, it's very easy. You can you have to note it down, the important points, and you have to note down. Now I will come to endangered species. I will show you the pictures of the Indian tiger. Yeah, the Royal Bengal tiger, the dolphins. Yeah, dolphins are prominent in places where the river meets the sea. In those places, we see the most of the dolphins, right? So these dolphins are also becoming less in number. Why? Ganges River dolphin. Ganges is getting most polluted river. It is considered as a sacred river, so sacred that now, crores of rupees have been spent on purifying Ganga, right? On making things, less polluted, right? So this is Gharial. Gharial is, see, it's also one type of crocodile. I have given a small piece of, here it is crocodilians. Crocodilians are like, no, they are called as alligators. There are small differences between a crocodile and an alligator, Gharial. See, because depending upon the jaws that they have, the body, yeah, the legs, yeah, these crocodiles they can live both in land and water, right? So these are becoming extinct. Especially most of these are for their skin or for the tusk or for the for the meat, they are killed. This is a bird, Indian bustard. Bustard, see, if few birds are heavy, they cannot suddenly fly away. So what happens? The hunter can easily kill it. So this is also heaviest, that's what, heaviest flying bird. Usually it happens, the heaviest birds which cannot fly too high will be succumbing to the hunters. The rhinoceros, these kind of things, we nowadays we see them only in the zoo. Indian rhinoceros, they have a horn on the, in the front. This is the Indian wild dog, somewhat similar to the domestic dog which we take care of at home. So if you identify it with the picture, it will be helpful. Pandas, red panda. These are kind of species which are available in, like, found in India, in Africa. Yesterday we were talking about Africa, the continent, right? See here, history, geography, and the environment all are interlinked, right? Now I am talking about what are the current affairs related to this wildlife sanctuaries, right? So for that, Trishna Grass project of ONGC, which falls in the Trishna Wildlife Sanctuary. See, ONGC is Oil and Natural Gas Commission, which will do a lot of projects. What does it do? Can anybody tell me? ONGC. Hello? Are you there? Children? Yes. What is ONGC?
Oil and Natural Gas Corporation.
Corporation. What does it do?
It stores the...
What does it do? Kirtana, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. It's a very big public sector undertaking, ONGC. What is it?
Takes care of green development, ma'am.
Takes care of?
Green development. Ensuring a green development.
Okay. What is that company? What is that company known for?
Extracting natural gas.
Natural gas. So what the scientists over there, or the geologists, I should say, in ONGC, that company, what does it do is, it's a public sector undertaking, means under government of India only it comes. All over India, it will check where are the oil reserves. It is, yesterday we have learned, in geography, it is in the seabed. Underneath the sea, where the water is over and you get the seabed, where you get, under that, if you dig it, you get your oil reserves, oil and natural gas reserves under the seabed you get. So geologists make the few experiments to identify where these wells, they call them wells. So what they do, first they identify where this natural gas is available, then they start digging it. Always to take it from other countries, we are importing it, means the cost is becoming heavy and heavy, more and more. So that is burdening. See, one petrol prices now, you see in Corona, post COVID, the petrol and diesel prices have diesel prices have gone to a very high rate. 1 second, children.